Hey y'all, welcome to the Unspeakable Vlog Part 2. In this one, I am still in the prophecy room. I did not finish the book over the weekend like I thought I would, but it's Tuesday and I am like this far. So like 88%, 90% done. Very few chapters left. And my son is at, who started before me, the sorting at. They have just been sorted into their houses and gone up to the common room. Yeah, so definitely caught up, surpassed him. I will say, as an adult, Harry is super whiny and moody teenager. Of course, reading it back then, I probably would have identified more with him, and now oh my goodness, he's just angry, irrational sometimes, and Sirius is not a very good adult example as I used to. He was one of my favorites, and now some of the things, I do get it. He's cooped up, he's trapped, but sometimes though, Lupin definitely is the better adult. Okay though, so I've just made it past Umbridge being whisked away. In this one, I started Divine Rivals last night, and I made it through chapter 4. In that one, it is a historical fantasy type book. I am seeing elements of hidden history or things like that because she went to the library in one part to like look up more information, and there's whole pages ripped out of these books. It's not taught about in school at all. In this world though, gods, they were real, and mankind defeated the gods that didn't defeat each other, and they buried their bodies like around in a semicircular sort of pattern there. And magic is somewhat in the world because it seeps from the ground where these gods are buried. So there's enchanted rooms, enchanted buildings, items are very common. And where our main character Iris lives, she has a wardrobe that is one of these sorts of items, and she sends letters to her brother, which is fighting the war that is going on between two gods that woke up and just immediately started fighting each other. And they summon humans to fight for them. It's kind of awful. It's about like 1920s, 30s feeling because they use typewriters, but they do have electricity in most of the homes. And trolley cars, trams, I think they called them. So, but she sends letters that she types up and like sends through her wardrobe that she believes are going to her brother, but they're really ending up in someone else's hands. From the back of the book description, I think they're supposed to end up, you know, being enemies to lovers sort of thing. He knows who she is. She doesn't know who he is yet. In chapter 4, we actually get to see through his perspective, which was really cool. So far, the book hasn't drawn me in too much yet, which is probably why I only got to chapter 4. But we also had a busy weekend. My son went to a birthday party 2 hours away, and so 2 hours there, 2 hours back, and then we went to the rodeo. I'll put some clips of that in later, probably. It's spring break too, so they're home. Yesterday they weren't bad. Today they have been bickering, so we'll see how it goes. Yep. Hopefully reading gets picked up more so I can at least, if I finish this one though, I think I want to try to finish Divine Rivals as well before moving on into my last room. I know that's a risky move, but I think that's what we're going to do. Hope you're having a lovely day and enjoying the start to this vlog.
Well, it's kind of no stranger to winning Rookie of the Year.
I was told it would look more professional if it was closer up on me. Like the professionals do very close-up shots. So you'll have to let me know because I always felt too nervous having it zoomed like that. So yeah, let me know. Quick update. I finished this one this morning and Divine Rivals last night. I'm going to wait till that one comes out and hear what other people think before I really say anything because I don't want to. Yeah. I'm going into the brain room now. So my last room, I'm a bit nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to finish the readathon. I have just over a week. Just over a week. Is it even a week? Oh, crap. What's the calendar look like? Of 8 days. 8 days to finish the readathon and 6 books left. So I was thinking, even though I really, really want to read The Sleepless, like I want to read that one kind of more than The Witcher, but it's like, okay, if I do this one first, I'll have enough points and I could just go on to the Unspeakable one. And also that it might give, if I do want to try to read The Sleepless, then I can just try to do this one first and like that'll motivate me to finish it. I don't know, but I really want to read The Sleepless. But okay, I'm going to start this one next. Getting ready to do the TBR for next month though. I have to already be thinking about that one. And I wanted to do the prompt, well, I have to do the prompt where I put my options and turn around and just randomly point with my eyes closed. So I figured I would let you guys see how that's going to go as a yeah. Okay, change the camera angle. This way you could see where the finger's gonna point. We got our options. The Poison Song by Jen Williams. Finley Donovan is killing it. So end of a trilogy, first of a series, continuing a series with King Solomon's Curse. Excited. And Children of Ruin, the next one in the Shards of Earth. The next one in that trilogy, which totally love the first one. So I didn't want to get too many. I wasn't even sure which ones to put, but okay. Yes, there it is. Okay, spin around, and hopefully you can see which one I point to. Alright, around. No, that's probably not good. Okay, we can do this. Bright light table. I got the first one. Yay. I'm excited. I'm so excited. As I said, no, that was in my story. That was in the Instagram update. Finished this yesterday. And it was very, very hard to focus to write the review for after this, for like the other one. And to start The Sleepless was very hard because I kept thinking about this book and the things that bothered me about it and the things that, I don't know, that I wished it had done. But still, we didn't get much of Geralt. I feel like it was mostly Ciri, which we didn't get much of Ciri in the last book, but I was okay with that because I was mad at where they had left Ciri at the end of book 2, because this is 4. So I have very mixed feelings about this book. I'm glad that Ciri got out of that situation she was in, even though she was like happy with that situation and the way that her character changed. I didn't like it, but then she grew a little bit, and then I don't know. Very, very mixed feelings. Okay, so for The Sleepless, though, I started the audiobook. I made it through to chapter 8, I think, and like that's only just listening to it and still trying to focus on it. It takes place in 2043. There's been a pandemic where people are not able to sleep. Not everyone, though. It's just certain people are considered sleepless and they treat it like a disease. They become unable to sleep anymore. And apparently, though at the height of when it was happening, they said it was bad for the world because people are awake, so they're eating more, they're contributing to, the downfall of the environment and the planet more. And it did create a crisis that way. So it's interesting, but it was very hard for me to get into it at the same point. I still blame this one. And like the thing about, it says on the description of how his boss dies, that happens in chapter 2. Like immediately it happens, and I don't know, like it's too soon. He's not being blamed for it yet though. Like the description said he's going to be blamed for it, but he's not being blamed for it yet. But okay, here's the thing. I think, because this was really the only one I needed for the brain room. So I think this is going to be my brain room. And then I'm going to have The Sleepless, only the audiobook. I will not touch that. Only the audiobook be my first prompt of the Unspeakable testy room, where no physical copies are allowed. Even though I thought I would do it here, I'm just gonna bump it. It's better to ask for, you know, forgiveness and permission and hope that that still counts, because I have the physical copy, but I won't touch it. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna hope that I still pass to become an unspeakable. Now I have to go film the Owl Crate unboxing that I kind of forgot was coming, and I don't remember what it is because I didn't get February's. So we're gonna see what that is and hope that it's a book that I like. Well, y'all, we have made it to March 31st, and I did not complete the last books that I was supposed to for the Unspeakathon. So if we're reading less than the last 4 books, I am told thank you for trying, and shown to the door to the left. I walk through, there's a bright flash of light, and now I no longer remember why I'm there. And a kindly old man shows me my way out. So yeah, I did not finish whatever this was we were doing. Sad. I'm very sad. I blame spring break partially. It's always harder to read with children. But the last book I did read was The Adventures of Amina AlSharafi. Man, I had the audiobook and I heard her say it. Heard it several times. But oh well. This one was so much fun though. It was just a very beautiful world created. I mean, it is our world, but it's in like the medieval times. So, you know, a lot happening there. And we're on the Indian Ocean though, so the descriptions of the Indian Peninsula there, it's not a peninsula, but the coastlines of the Indian Oceans and the scenes that's painted, the cities, the ocean sailing itself. It was just very, very beautiful. This book though follows our lady pirate captain, Amina, as she is pulled out of retirement by a former crewmate's mother. And see, it says the words like retirement, and in a lot of descriptions, you know, it's like she was older or tales are done. She's in her 40s. She's in her 40s, and she even describes herself as old sometimes. I get it. Aches and pains of past adventures took their toll on you, sure. But oh my goodness, she's only in her 40s, and her mother is even still alive. And her crewmate's mother, which is close to her mother's own age. Moving on. But she's pulled out of retirement to go search for this crewmate's daughter that she didn't even know the crewmate had at that point in time. But he has since passed. And so the daughter has been taken, and she goes to find her because this grandmother promises a lot of money. And, you know, it's one last adventure and to do right, honor her crewmate's memory. So she goes to find the daughter and finds so much more is happening than what she was led to believe. And magic, sea monsters, godly treasures, like so much going on. And it's just such a beautiful adventure. It really is. And it brings so many things into play. It's so fun. And it's going to be a whole series. I don't think it's a trilogy. I think it's a series because of something that's said. Unless she ends up killing 2 birds with 1 stone in one of these books. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm definitely going to continue because I want to see more of Amina's journeys. I love too getting to listen to the audiobook for this as well as reading through it, because the way the narrator would do certain points, because the book is set up like Amina is dictating her story to a scribe, right? And the scribe's asked her and the scribe is taking down her story. And so every time it kind of pulls out of the story of her life as she's talking to this scribe, like it denotes it in the book. Like you can tell when they're talking to each other, and it's normally only at the beginning of a chapter or some in between stories. But for the audiobook, when this was happening, the narrator would like kind of talk to the side of the mic. Like it would be slightly hushed a little bit, like so you could tell like she was talking to somebody beside her instead of talking to you. It was just so awesome. And oh my goodness, let me find one of the passages. Okay, like at this one was probably one of the funniest. It starts from the beginning though. It's like, Jamal, stop yelling. Sit down. You're going to knock over your ink pot, ranting and pacing like that. And I am not starting the story again. I did not mislead you. I just didn't offer all the information right away. Those were regrettable years, and I do not like to recall them. But if you want the whole sword affair, forgive me, if you want a rich contextual backdrop, as you called it in your fancy scholar speech, fine. Let's talk about the night I accidentally married a demon. And then it goes into this story. So, okay. Yeah. I don't know how else to describe some parts of it. They're just beautiful and funny and deep, and it's just a mother's love drives a lot of what she does, and her love of her crew and just her adventuring in general. But everything always brings her back to her daughter and wanting, you know, to take care of her or take care of her crew family. Well, that's gonna be all for this vlog, probably. I did not talk about the Sleepless, but I'll have to talk about that, I guess, in my wrap up more. I will do that. Hopefully this was enjoyable. I feel like I got more B-roll footage than regular footage this time around. I don't know, maybe not. We will see. Thank you guys all so much for joining me, and I hope you're having something awesome to read today. That came out weird. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.